Hello, how are you? I'm doing fine. It is currently 9:02 p.m. I have a little tough hair right there. Anyway, point is, hi, welcome to another video. I have no idea what this video is. I mean, I kind of know what it is, considering I had this idea today, but I want to get at least one video out in January, because as of right now, I'm currently working on the next episode of Mantra 64, and I wanted to have at least one video out in January, but the current video that I'm currently working on is probably going to come out sometime in February, and I want to get at least one video out in January, as I previously said. But it's not because, like, the video itself is taking long, it's because of one specific thing, and that is animation. There isn't a lot of it, but at the end of the video, I have something planned for animation, and I think it's going to be really cute, and you'll probably think it's really cute when it comes out. But as we all know, animation takes time, and I'm not one to rush things. I would rather have a good-looking animation done instead of just like hastily throwing things together like Go Animate. Ugh, I hate Go Animate. It's so friggin' lazy. But anyway, that's a whole different side tangent. Maybe I'll talk about it, maybe I won't, but who knows. What this video is I'm going to be making a milkshake. Now, most of the milkshakes that I have consumed within my entire life thus far have always been from, like, restaurants and fast food chains and whatnot. You know, like McDonald's, Wendy's, if you count their Frosties as a milkshake, I guess, maybe. Most likely.
Highway 55.
Places that often sell burgers or, like, specialize in ice cream, like, say, Baskin Robbins. But I have never personally made a milkshake by hand, and I know it's something that you can do, and I hear that it is incredibly easy to make your own at home, but oftentimes it's either hit or miss, and I wanted to try something a little different than usual, and so I am going to make a milkshake, and I'm going to record the process and see how it is at the end. Okay, I have my implements right here. A NutriBullet, or Magic Bullet, because this is the only thing I have close to a mixer right here. The little cup that goes with, and the little blades that you can do. Of course, this one's a little... Can't turn it with one hand. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a little creaky, but, like, it still moves. So, yeah. And my ingredients so far, what I have learned is that you only need, like, 2 ingredients, and that's, like, ice cream and milk. Good, wholesome milk. And I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I've only seen videos of people making milkshakes, and I wanted to try it myself, but I should say that, like, I am not a professional cook whatsoever. I just know that I have a curious palate. That's all. That is all. Baskin Robbins cookies and ice cream. I wanted to try this because this is the only ice cream I have on hand, and I don't know, cookies and cream, it's kind of hard to open on one hand, but there we go. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, it's cookies and cream. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab my ingredients and throw everything together in a blender. I'm waiting for this to get hot, because I hear that if you put, like, a spoon under some hot water, it helps scoop out the ice cream, like, or it makes scooping out ice cream a little easier to do, so I'm just waiting for, yeah, that's hot. That's hot. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but there's clearly some steam going on here, and I think we're sufficiently hot enough. Okay, I switched to a slightly different angle. It's a little little awkward, but it'll at least show what I'm doing, at least. And yeah, still hot, so yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead and scoop some of this ice cream. Oh, that works very nice. I'll get like a nice chunk. Put that in there. And we're gonna go one more scoop. I'm kind of eyeballing this. Not using any precise measurements. I'm just kind of eyeballing it out. There we go. Actually, we'll put that off to the side. We'll put it back on it. Milk. Natural milk. Alright, so let's go ahead. And we're just gonna pour this in. Just enough like that. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. And at this point I would just like put the lid on and just kind of blend it, but we're not gonna do that. Also, I'm gonna just put just a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's a good amount. Right there. Alright. Lid goes back on, and this goes back in the freezer. Hi, I'm back at a slightly different angle. Slightly different from the previous angle, but still somewhat same angle. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing something a little different with this. I got with me some brown sugar, vanilla extract, and just a small pinch of salt, because salt and sugar go together. Measuring spoons. Alright. So, and let me actually bring this up here. And the one thing I like about these like measuring spoons is the fact that if you can somewhat read it, this one says smidgen, and the next one is a pinch. I like how they have like actual measurements for these like oh, just a pinch of salt will do. All right, so I'm actually gonna do a smidge. Just put that back down. There we go. And we're just gonna do a smidge of salt. Just as soon as I can get some of it out. Come on. Oh, getting there. Oh, come on. Oh. Come on. Come on. Almost. Okay, that's enough. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna drop that in there. A 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whew, the vanilla's strong on this. Just a small bit. Tiny bit. There we go. Alright, and now we're just gonna drop that in there. There we go. And we're just gonna do a small portion, well, not a portion, but a teaspoon. There we go. Of brown sugar, just in there, like that. Okay, I'm just gonna put a lid on this. And now I'm gonna put a lid on this. Slightly different angle. We're now got our thing in the bullet here. I just gotta press down and
Several bad pulses later.
okay, it's looking a little bit more liquidy than I hoped. Let me take a unscrew this and just kind of see how the inside is. Come on. There we go. weirdly enough, this smells like... It smells like the little, like the little bits of cereal in, in Lucky Charms. Not the marshmallowy bits, the other bits in Lucky Charms. But that like, imagine that, and that smelling like this. Of course, I can see it's got a little bit of frothiness to it, but of course it's a little bit more liquidy than I like my milkshakes. I need something to thicken this with.
One Google search later.
I looked it up, and I probably need to add more ice cream to it, which is not something you usually hear, but hey, more ice cream is no problem with me. So I'm just gonna reach over here, grab the ice cream from my fridge. Future me, blur anything that was on the fridge. Yeah, so we just gotta add more ice cream to this. Go ahead, just a couple more spoonfuls of ice cream here. Kind of thicken this. Come on.
And once again, Speedy 4 attempts to use the blender to make a milkshake, and when that doesn't work for obvious reasons, he then attempts to shake it. And afterwards, he decides to let it freeze overnight.
So, here's our milkshake. It's very gray. It's a very gray looking milkshake. Ugh. It's like all the color got sucked out of it. But, so, the only way I think I can, properly save this is by letting it freeze overnight in the freezer. So, I'm just going to let this freeze overnight, and we'll see where it is. So, I'm just going to go ahead and put this down and end this recording. And I guess I'll see you the next day.
The next day.
Hello, it is the next day at precisely 12:34 in the afternoon, and I came back downstairs to check on the milkshake from last night, and remember how it was like a gray color back in the beginning? Like future me, post a picture right here. Yeah, remember it was that color? Well, yeah, it's, not gray anymore. It's more of like a, it's more like a chocolate brown color now. Of course, I tried, like, poking, but, it's completely solid. It's kind of malleable here. You know, like, you can kind of push it in a little bit. But oddly enough, the smell is like, now it smells like Cookie Crisps. we went from Lucky Charms to Cookie Crisps overnight. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to drink this, considering it's kind of hard to drink a solid. So, I'm just going to put a lid back on this, and I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator.
10 hours later.
Hello, it's the same day. In fact, it's much later in the day. In fact, it is currently 10:15. And that was my cat on the floor. Here, sweetie. This is Sweetie. She's my cat. And she, right now she's just like, what the heck are you doing, man? Why are you picking me up? I think she likes the camera. Okay, cat out of the way. So here's the milkshake from earlier, and I have been working on this throughout the whole day today, because as we all know, I put it in the freezer to let it freeze overnight, and then when I woke up this morning, it was solid. It was like a brick. So I have been like chipping away, giving it an occasional stir every now and then until it gets to the right consistency, and it's a little frothy. Frothy. Why do I have trouble saying that word? Anyway, it's nice and frothy, and it's certainly thick enough to be a milkshake. In fact, it almost kind of looks like a Frosty. Like, as you can see by the color, it's kind of got that, like, light brownish frosty color. I also have some wafers with me. It's like sometimes I dip my wafers in the milkshake, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that off camera. But for now, let's give this a taste. Oh wow. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. It definitely tastes like cookies and cream, because that's the choice of ice cream we made this with. But it has a nice little vanilla, a little hint of vanilla in it, and that brown sugar really does help. And there's also like a little bit of saltiness to it, but it's not like bad salty. It's good salty, like biting into a salted caramel is the best way I can describe this. So, what have we learned here today? Well, I could definitely say this is the most convoluted way I've ever made a milkshake, but for a first attempt, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I will probably do this in a much better fashion, because while I was making this, I learned that the way I was doing it with a food processor, not a good idea. Not a good idea. I should have done this with a what is the word? Hand blender. Stick blender. Yeah, that's it. Stick blender. Stick blender is what I'm thinking of. It looks like this. Stick blender. This is what I should have used. And so yeah, next time I make a milkshake, I'll probably choose a different thing of ice cream just to hone my skills a little bit. And again, use the stick blender. Very important. So, in the end, I can say that if you want to try making a milkshake, or if you want to use the methods I used, you're free to do so, but I would recommend, again, stick blender. Use that instead of a food processor. But, yeah, if you want to make your own do your own take on the cookies and cream milkshake that I've done, I'll put, like, a slightly adjusted recipe for this in the description, or, like, I'll put it on screen. Here, this whole space next to my head, just put the recipe right there. So, point is, I hope you had fun watching this, and I hope you look forward to the next episode of Macho 64, which I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. For the next episode of Macho 64, the first episode of 2022, I will be covering all 3 games in the Ace Attorney trilogy. But the first game I'm gonna tackle is Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. And until next time, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll be seeing you later. As for me, well, as soon as this video is over, I'm gonna finish my milkshake, because that's actually really good, and I'm also gonna enjoy it with some wafers. Ooh.